So I'm sure lots of people have heard about this Better.com fiasco that's been going on for a couple of months now. Apparently a video just got leaked.
Being as productive as possible.
And the CEO has just fired a bunch of people. And then as those people get kicked off of the conference call, he starts talking to everybody else who still works there. And he tells them that deadlines are going to be a fact, even for teams where deadlines were not part of normal work. And I'm just going to listen to what he says and kind of give some commentary.
We are delivering to deadline for our customers and for each other. Parts of this organization that have not been deadline-centric before will be extremely deadline-centric going forward.
So deadline-centric to me always sounds like a big red flag. Everybody needs a sense of urgency, and everyone needs goals and targets to hit. But deadlines imposed by external forces are never a good idea. So if what he's talking about is probably product development teams who have a sense for what they want to do and are telling management about when they're going to do them, and they're setting deadlines and missing them, and it's not drastically underestimated, then they're probably okay. But I mean, if they're missing huge deadlines they set for themselves, that's bad. But it really sounds like he's talking about deadlines being set that the company has to hit, and regardless of what the team's ability to deliver on them is, challenges they face, complexities, unknowns, risks, those teams are being told that they need to hit those. If that's the case, this is ridiculous.
You will not be allowed to fail twice. You will be encouraged to fail once, but not allowed to fail twice.
So, I mean, normal product development processes in most companies deal with the fact that there's a lot of unknowns and there's variability, and as long as they have a general target or a KPI they're trying to hit, just delivering certain features to the market isn't really what matters at all. So it doesn't even sound like he understands what he's asking people to do. He's not being very clear with what he means by deadlines. Does he mean certain KPIs being met by a certain time frame, which is pretty difficult to do? And you can set targets, but things happen. Or is he talking about specific project features that must be delivered, in which case, are the team setting those deadlines, or are those deadlines coming from external forces? And then he's basically saying you won't be allowed to fail twice, which sounds like if you fail once and then set a new goal and miss that goal, you're going to be fired. And that's certainly not an environment that's conducive to producing high quality. Most normal human beings like to work somewhere where they feel safe. And in fact, you get a lot more out of people when you're in an adult environment where everyone feels like they can be honest about the challenges that they face. If the company is failing or suffering, generally that's not going to be because of the workers. That's going to be because of leadership, poor strategic decision making, bad investments. So to have this conversation with your team and then tell them that basically they're the ones that are on the hook, I wonder if he's having the same conversation with the management staff. Is this the entire company he's talking to? Is this just individual contributors? Or is this just product development teams? Is this marketing? Is this business development? Is he talking to everybody? It's really kind of unclear from the video. We're not really sure. Now, the person whose YouTube channel I'm watching, who I watch quite a bit, has some commentary on it. So let's listen to that.
Not meeting deadlines will not be acceptable. Is that going to change things a little bit? Yes. It's going to make things better.
So, make things better, I mean, make things better for those who own stock? I mean, is he really just going to squeeze people until they drop and then try to replace them and just churn out work like some sort of factory? And that's supposed to be better for the workers? Are they really setting up an environment that's conducive to high quality and happiness? It doesn't really sound like it.
That's what we're here for.
Look, I know I said final update about Better in the last video, but then they go ahead and then they leak this, and it's like I can't not show it. I have to show it because I read emails about this happening, but I didn't have the video for it, but then they leaked the video, and now you can actually see the cadence and the tone of voice this man used when he was addressing the company literally right after he laid off 900 people. So he goes from,
I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you for everything you've done for Better.
To the remaining workforce going,
You will not be allowed to fail twice.
the man didn't even change positions. He just turned to the side. Okay, now let's tell the remaining workforce off. What I want to say basically is that if you are still working here and you are not at least looking for another job after your boss talks to you that way, I think that you just deserve whatever you get working at.
So I mostly agree with what he's saying. It is true that you can see the signs that things are not going well. At the same time, I don't know what it's like exactly inside of Better, and there could be some amazing teams who are really happy. Certainly companies of 250 people or more, which I forget exactly how big Better is, but if it's valued at billions of dollars, then probably it's at least that size. Within companies that large, there are multiple little mini cultures, and you could find yourself in a very warm, happy, safe place within that company. And if you've got good management and they're protected and they're supportive, you might still like your job, even if a whole bunch of other people just got let go. However, if nobody is feeling safe, if people were let go and sort of not fired by their direct manager, but fired by executives, and everybody is feeling the sort of big brother over the shoulder feeling, and no team is safe, then he's absolutely right. You should start looking for work immediately.
This company, you know what I'm saying? This lady in the back here, I don't know who she is. I would hope that she doesn't work there anymore. If I overheard my boss yelling at the company over Zoom, I'd be like, yeah, this dude's a douche. This guy's talking to the company like he's disciplining his children.
You will not be allowed to fail twice.
Or what, bro? What you gonna do? You gonna fire me? I don't understand. $1 billion company, this is the attitude of a toddler. If you fire people and then immediately turn to the rest of your working company and also talk to them like they're in the doghouse, and that shows me everything I need to know about you and this company and the type of people that have also believed in you and your company. You know, and I would expect that's what other people are starting to think. But
Yeah, and that's another thing. If the leadership is okay with this, and they aren't standing up, at least internally, and saying, this isn't ideal. Now, they don't have to necessarily 100% disagree with their CEO in order to communicate the type of culture that they want to cultivate to the rest of their team. They don't have to be disobedient to make people feel safe. However, if they have no teeth, and they actually don't have the power to protect people's jobs who are performing well, then they can't really be a leader. They aren't really those people's bosses. The CEO is, and the CEO is superseding every other manager's real responsibility, which is to create an environment of health and to create an environment that's productive and make sure people feel like they're being challenged and engaged, and ultimately that they're going to retain those people. But if the CEO is superseding that power, those leaders need to realize that they don't belong there. If they stay, and those things are true, then I wouldn't want to work for those leaders. Those leaders are telling everybody by their actions that this kind of stuff is acceptable to them, and I don't need to hear the CEO say it. I need to watch my manager behave under that type of leadership, not say anything, not have an opinion, and realize just how much of a company man they are, that they wouldn't, try to make things better, or at least try to re-communicate what the CEO said in better terms. There are ways for CEOs to be very clear with the entire company. CEOs are very busy people, and I respect the hell out of them. And sometimes they have to be blunt. This was too harsh, and the actions speak louder than the words, frankly. However, if the CEO has a direct message and they need to be blunt about it and pithy, as an engineering manager, I could tell my people, here is everything you need to read between the lines. Here's some facts that he did not go over that you need to understand. Here are reasons why the company is where it is. Here's why it's going to get better. Here are the questions that executives are discussing. I don't have all the answers. I don't know all the decisions that were being made, but I can tell you that there is a future here for you, and here is what is happening. And being 100% transparent and honest is about the only thing you can really do. If you can't do that, you should not be a leader at that company. And that company is not supportive of having real leadership, having workers who really want to be there. And if I worked for a manager like that I couldn't trust, then I would probably start looking for work, regardless of what the CEO says.
How do you think this is okay, dude? Like, you can't talk to people like this, but clearly he doesn't give a shit because he already told his friend he's going to burn him alive once in court. So I hope the people that are still at this company, I hope that you know what your CEO thinks of you, because it's pretty freaking clear what he thinks of his workforce. Yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed the video, smash...
Yeah, that's about all I got to say about it. Thanks for watching.